Horrid lorries. Percy was late when he arrived at Brendan Docks. Cranky the Crane was quick to criticize. These ships can't be kept waiting. They have important cargo. If they miss the ties, they will be delayed at the docks. You should look up to the ships and show more respect. You are, after all, only little. We got too much work, huffed Percy. Then perhaps a lorry should do your job. Percy was shocked. That would never happen, said Percy. But he was worried. What did they do arrive? I'm afraid they did, along with 2 more. Cranky was delighted. Hey, you down there, your job's done now. These lorries are taking over. One of them wants to talk to you. The lorry was very rude. What's that steaming lump of scrap iron doing here? Be off with you, said Lorry 2. Scrap iron? Steaming scrap iron? Pah! A little later, Thomas met Thomas, James, and Edward on the other side. Lorry 1 was being rude to them. Then he saw Percy. Oh look, it's a little green goblin on wheels. Ha! You'll be scrapped. Just you wait and see. And he left. Well, bust my boiler, what a horrid lorry, exclaimed Thomas. Despicable, agreed James. I agree, said Edward. It's high time they got themselves what was coming. The next engine to meet a lorry was Toby. Well, no wonder this railway's a mess. You belong in a museum, not working in a quarry. I may look old, but I'm very useful. Useful? Ha, replied Lorry 2. Just you toodle off. Toodle! Spluttered Toby. Come along, Toby, interrupted his driver. Don't bother to argue with him. We'll go to the flour mill instead. When they arrived at the flour mill, Toby was shocked to see yet another lorry. What are you doing here? We 3 are doing your work now. You're too slow, said Lorry 3. The foreman spoke to Toby's driver. I'm sorry, times are changing, I'm afraid. Toby might be old, but he's reliable, replied the driver. Come on, Toby, we'll go to the farms. They'll still use us. Toby trundled sadly away. Part of the tramway line runs through some narrow gorges and steep terrain. The vehicles had to tackle a steep and dangerous road. When Toby arrived, he saw the lorry from the quarry again. It was loaded with rock. That lorry's in trouble, thought Toby, and it was. Lorry 2 came off the road, crashed into a ravine, and flipped upside down in the process. The driver was thrown clear. Rotten roads, he muttered. The wrecked lorry was taken to the docks by Toby. Percy arrived and looked at the lorry. What's this lump of steaming scrap iron? He teased. I'll be back, replied Lorry 2. So you can wipe that silly smile off your smoke box. Ha! Said Percy, and wheezed him loudly. Then Butch, the breakdown vehicle, arrived. He was towing the lorry from the flour mill. What happened? Asked Toby. He was overloaded with flour, said Butch, and he broke down. Not very useful now, are you? Laughed Toby. Grrr, replied the lorries. Then James whistled excitedly. They're bringing in the third lorry on a barge. What happened to that one? James asked. That lorry was reversing and fell straight into the sea, said a dock worker. Later, Thomas arrived. He looked at the 3 lorries and laughed. Well, the brothers grinned, smashed, broken, and sunk. The Fat Control was informed about the whole situation and quickly sent all the lorries away in disgrace. He also punished Cranky for the one responsible for the whole event, and he was later given the severe punishment for his actions. The lorries would never ever return, and the engines were glad, and they now work even harder to make sure they will never will come back.